They give us shelter and cherished vistas. They're like apple pie and homemade ice cream.
They give us precious moments
and childhood memories.
Porches are reflections of our heritage and safe havens of tomorrow.
Come join us while we visit the porches of America past and America today.
And you know the sun is going down. I sit behind that old western hill.
It was a summer of wisteria. The twilight was full of it, and the smell of his father's cigar as they sat on the front gallery after supper, while in the deep shaggy lawn below the veranda, the fireflies blew and drifted in soft random, capturing the very essence of traditional Southern plantation life. William Faulkner's words echo intimate details of balmy summer nights and creature comforts enjoyed on the veranda. Deep within the southern canopy of live oaks threaded with grayish webs of Spanish moss also thrived American Indian-owned plantations. These various Creeks and Cherokees were every much as Southern as their white counterparts. They also owned slaves and plantation homes, complete with their own sprawling verandas. It was these wealthy American Indians who brought to Oklahoma some of the territory's first and finest porches. You could say that the American front porch originated from the great melting pot of American culture, with one major exception. There are no Northern European links to the American porch. It would be more correct to say that our traditional American porch is both a mixture of French, Caribbean, and Mediterranean influences. The Perryman Ranch, near Tulsa, Oklahoma, is one of the last Creek territorial homes remaining. The Perryman Creeks were among the first American Indians to relocate to Indian Nation, as it was called back then. Arriving in the nation in 1828 as part of the Chief William McIntosh contingent, their leases on tribal land encompassed more than 60,000 acres. The original home on the Perryman site was built by Mose Perryman. Later, fire destroyed part of the house, and this section was rebuilt in 1911. The present home is being remodeled by site managers Wes and Coco Dickinson.
When we first came here, the porch was all rotted, where you couldn't even, you had to kind of step. You just had to walk across the dirt and kind of step in between the floor joist.
The wooden wraparound porch has been replaced twice due to rotting wood from standing water. The last porch was rebuilt with treated lumber, and spacing was added between the planks, allowing for drainage. The ranch has remained in the Perryman family and is now owned by Monetta Trepp, the granddaughter of Mose Perryman.
This was his Indian allotment. He had 160 acres. And 120 acres was right here. And this house, he actually worked this land before he got his allotment. And then when he did receive his allotment, he got some of the land that he had been ranching. And the original ranch that the Perrymans had went from downtown Tulsa to Mounds and then over to Sand Springs. I came here a lot as a young child, and I just loved every minute. I stayed here every summer that I could, and when my grandmother was ill and my mother took care of her, I was here all the time. There was a black couple that lived out in this little house. I loved to go out there at night and talk to them and sit on their porch, and she would tell me wonderful stories. Aunt Rachel was still alive when I was young, and we'd go up to her house, which was in South Tulsa. But I remember on her back porch, she had a big crock jug, and it had sofky in it. And I just thought it was terrible tasting because it was, you know, it was pretty strong. And I just remember that crock jar always being there, and always people always going by and getting a taste of sofky.
Guests to the ranch find themselves drawn to the east side of the porch where the Perryman family spent most of their summer days and nights.
I can come onto this porch, and like now, when we're out here and it's just us, you almost get a sense of, gosh, you know, there must have been a lot of activity out here at one time. Yes, there was. And if you're real quiet and you know how to listen, you can hear the clouds pass, and you can almost envision what it must have been like when the little ones played in the yard and the older ones sat on the porch and talked until dark at the end of the day. So it's almost as though you can walk through the conversations that were held here. And I don't know, that's a special thing to me, this porch.
When I turn off this road, particularly if it's a troubled time in my life, and I can drive down here and turn off the road and drive back in here, maybe not even come in the house, just be on the grounds, and I just feel like all those troubles that I had stay out on the road.